Chapter 1073. Behind her, the man's warm chest gently pressed against her body, his arms gently wrapped around the girl's waist, his head resting on her soft shoulder. Looking at the man holding her like a big dog, Ningxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What's wrong? The man leaned over and kissed her earlobe. The next second, he lifted her up and put her on the bed. He looked down at her clear eyes. I feel very lucky to have met you. Ningxi reached out and touched his hair. Me too. The man's eyes suddenly darkened. He lowered his head and kissed the girl's lips deeper and deeper. Behind him, the sound of something rolling on the ground could be heard. It was a rather loud noise. What's going on? Ningxi hurriedly pushed Lu Tingxiao up. Then she saw the vegetables and fruits in Lu Jingli's hands spilled on the ground. He covered his eyes with one hand and Xiaobao's eyes with the other. He kept saying, I'm sorry. I came back at the wrong time. Go on. I'll take Xiaobao away now. Ningxi rolled her eyes at him. Go away my ass. How did you get in? Lu Jingli pulled a long face. Xiaobao knows the password. Oh right. Xiaobao my baby. You're out of school. Come here and give me a hug. Ningxi hugged Xiaobao. Xiaobao was suddenly blindfolded by second uncle, and he was dissatisfied. However, after being hugged by Mama, he immediately forgot about everything. Lu Jingli walked up to the obviously dissatisfied man behind him and looked remorseful. Ouch. Brother, I'm sorry. Ouch. My future second nephew or niece. I'm sorry. It was all his fault that they couldn't come into this world. Lu Tingxiao. Ningxi. Because today was the first day that Ningxi moved into her new house, she invited her friends to join in the fun. After Lu Jingli brought Xiaobao over, Zhuang Kuer and Jiang Mai also came. Lu Xingyan was well informed this time. She also came with gifts. She probably wanted to take the opportunity to ask her, the boss, for help. Xiaoxi, your place is so beautiful. The air was so fresh when I came here, and there is a large peach blossom forest on the mountain. The interior design is also very rustic and fresh. I like it. Zhuang Kuer could not help but exclaim. Come over often if you like. Yes. By the way, how's your brother recently? Ningxi asked. At the mention of Zhuang Guangrong, Zhuang Kuer had a helpless expression as if she had a headache. He's still the same. He sneaks out to play every day. It's almost time for the college entrance examination. With his results, he'll definitely fail. What did your father say? Ningxi asked. My dad and grandpa discussed letting him enter the army directly. Now is also the best and most suitable age. After he enters the army, they will let him enter a military school. But my brother is not willing. If he doesn't want to, then what does he want? I talked to him in private, and he said. Zhuang Kuer didn't know whether to laugh or cry, then said. He said that the world is so big and he wants to see it. He said that he wants to be an explorer and travel the world. Listening to his tone, he seems quite determined. I'm really afraid that he'll really leave home without saying a word. Ningxi was speechless. This guy should have broken his legs. Let's see if he still dares to act recklessly. Zhuang Rongguang was a teenager who used the name of the Zhuang family to bully others. He had never suffered a setback and lived a comfortable life. Chapter 1074. On the opposite sofa, Lu Xingyan was a little speechless as she watched the two of them talking happily. She turned to Lu Jingli and asked, Didn't Zhuang Kuer go on a blind date with my brother? How did she get to know Ningxi? And they seem to be on good terms. Hearing this question, Jiang Mai and Lu Jingli looked at each other, and both of them were speechless. Steamed bun, go get me some fruit. Ningxi shouted at the robot. Master, my name is Andrew, not Steamed bun. Please wait a moment. Andrew was about to get the fruit, but it suddenly got stuck. Then they saw Xiaobao pick up a stool, push it in front of the robot, and step on it. Finally, he opened a cover on the back of the robot, and his fingers operated on some complicated circuits and a screen inside. After a while, Xiaobao closed the cover. The robot's eyes lit up, and then it turned to Ningxi. Dear Master, your most loyal butler, Steamed bun, is at your service. Ha 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 ha. Ningxi laughed and then walked over to rub Xiaobao. Thank you, Steamed bun. She made the stubborn Andrew compromise and become Steamed bun. Lu Xinyan was even more confused now. Why? Why did she feel that this scene was actually so heartwarming? There was a lover, a child, a few friends, and a cute pet robot, and her cousin, who had always been cold and emotionless like a robot, was so gentle when he was with Ningxi. He was like an ordinary man who came home from work and watched his wife and children play. She used to hate Ningxi for turning her cousin from a god to a common man. But now, because of her cousin's warm expression, she couldn't help feeling a little sad. The next day in Zailing's studio. Director Qiao, you were looking for me? Boss, take a look at this. Qiao Weilon handed her a stack of documents. Ningxi glanced at it. Lu Xinyan's new plan. She mentioned it to me in private. What do you think, Director Qiao? There's nothing special about the plan. Although it's well done, it's obvious that someone has helped her or guided her. No one can predict what will happen in practice. But Qiao Weilon paused and then continued. She actually won the best facade of the new large-scale comprehensive shopping mall in the west of the city. So I think perhaps we can let her try. Ningxi nodded. And I can see that she is serious this time. Our brand is so popular now. We can't lose money, right? I hope so. Qiao Weilon said helplessly. Actually, this decision of hers was a little risky. But as Ningxi said, the most important thing was attitude. If Lu Xinyan still had the mentality of playing around like before, even if she got the gate of the West City, she would not let her pass. Shall I inform her now? Qiao Weilon asked. Done. Not long after Qiao Weilon called Lu Xinyan, Ningxi's cell phone rang. He picked up his phone and saw that it was indeed Lu Xinyan. Hello. Chapter 1075. Ningxi hurriedly put the phone away and picked it up after the scream stopped. My dear girl, did you call me to show off your lung capacity? Just now Director Qiao called me and said that my agent qualification has been approved. I can open Ziling's store now, ha 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 ha. Lu Xinyan's voice was so loud that even Qiao Weilon heard her. Congratulations, Ningxi said with a smile. There was a moment of silence on the other end of the phone, and then Lu Xinyan said awkwardly, Thank you this time. Thank me for what? Thank you for opening the back door for me. I am a person who can distinguish kindness from hatred. You helped me, so I must thank you. Lu Xinyan said. Ningxi chuckled. Thank you, Miss Lu. But you don't have to thank me this time, because I didn't help you. I didn't handle this matter. When Director Qiao discussed it with me just now, she had already made a decision. Does that mean I succeeded with my own strength? Lu Xinyan's tone was obviously more excited. You can say that. Ningxi nodded. There was another scream on the other end of the phone. And then Lu Xinyan coughed slightly. Thank you for not blocking my review. You're welcome. Wait and see. I'm definitely the one with the highest turnover among the 6 stores. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. After Ningxi hung up the phone, Qiao Weilon asked, Boss, do you know Lu Xinyan? They seem to be familiar with each other from their tone. Know each other? Sort of. We had some conflicts before. Later, she thought that I deliberately blocked her review. But now, the misunderstanding should be resolved. Ningxi explained simply. Qiao Weilon nodded and couldn't help taking another look at the woman in front of her. The more she knew, the more she felt that this woman was like a mystery, and seemed to have a lot of secrets. After leaving the studio, Ningxi took the car key and walked to the garage. As soon as she got in the car, her phone rang. She glanced at the caller ID. It was Tang Lang. Ningxi answered the phone. Hello, second senior brother? What do you want? Junior sister, I just got a very interesting news. Come to the old place. Tang Lang's excited voice came from the phone. Interesting news? What interesting news? You'll know when you get here. Faster, faster, faster. Oh right, bring the money for the drinks. I have no money. Your treat. Ningxi was originally prepared to go home, but Tang Lang suddenly came over mysteriously, so she could only turn around and drive to the number 8 bar. Did you bring enough money? Tang Lang anxiously asked when he saw her. Yes, yes. What's the matter? Ningxi asked impatiently. Waiter, give me a bottle of Remy Martin CB cognac. After Moneybag came, Tang Lang immediately shouted like a tycoon. Ningxi slammed her hand on the table. Hey, are you trying to trick me into paying for the drinks? Tang Lang was in the middle of throwing peanuts into his mouth, and when he was slapped by her, all of the peanuts slipped out of his hand and fell onto his face. He immediately put on a mature expression and said, "How impudent! How can you speak to your master like that?" Ningxi gritted his teeth and put on a fake smile. If China didn't restrict guns, do you think I'd need to beg you? Chapter 1076. Everyone in the organization had their own specialties. Tang Lang was skilled in martial arts. Tang Yu was also skilled in managing money and business. Feng Xiaoxiao was skilled in assassination. Annie was skilled in medical skills. Feng Jin was skilled in strategy, and Ningxi was skilled in shooting. Abroad, as long as she had a gun in her hand, no one would be able to get close to her. However, the situation in China was different. Guns were strictly prohibited. Moreover, she was an actress. If she was caught carrying a gun, it would be a fatal blow to her acting career. Therefore, she could only improve her skills and do things that she was not good at. She was also very frustrated, alright? That's why I told you. In this world, the most powerful and perfect weapon is your own body. Tang Lang had the appearance of an otherworldly expert. Alright, stop being so cocky. Are you done with the suspense? If not, I'm leaving. Seeing that money bag was about to leave, Tang Lang hurriedly said, "What's the hurry? Haven't you heard that haste makes waste?" However, this news isn't considered hot tofu. It's already spread all over the place. Is it related to that side? Ningxi's expression sank. Seeing Ningxi's serious expression, Tang Lang waved his hand and said, "Don't worry, this is considered good news. Did you know? Satan ordered everyone not to touch a single hair on your head. His exact words were, if anyone dares to touch a single hair on your head, he'll break all their bones." TSK. Ningxi was obviously surprised. Are you sure? Are you sure I didn't hear it wrong? Didn't he put a bounty on me to break all my bones? Tang Lang rolled his eyes at her. Now, it's not just the organization. Everyone in the world, including the original sins and other mercenary organizations, no one dares to take on a job that's against you just because Feng Jin shot you that day. Also, do you think that Satan shot Feng Jin's wrist was just an ordinary shot? That shot hit his tendon and Feng Jin's hand was crippled. If it wasn't for Annie, he might not even be able to carry a gun. Ningxi was slightly stunned. She pinched the space between her eyebrows. He's always been like this. He won't allow anyone to go against his orders. Just because of this? Tang Lang suddenly revealed a gossipy expression, and immediately laid in front of her. Hey, little junior sister, when you heard what I said just now, don't you feel anything at all? How do you feel? The feeling of being moved. Not only did you leave the organization, but you also dumped him. Not only did you dump him, but you also went to date the boss of the enemy camp. Satan didn't even kill you because of that, and he even told others not to touch a single hair on your head. This is simply true love. Tang Lang exclaimed in an exaggerated tone. Ningxi's mouth twitched. You're thinking too much. Why didn't he say that the guy didn't let anyone touch her because he wanted to kill her with his own hands? Furthermore, what did he mean by she dumped him? After that guy saved her, she made a 4-year pact with him. She would work for him for 4 years and listen to all of his orders during that time as repayment for saving her life. After 4 years, they would not owe each other anything and she could leave at any time. In the end, on the day the contract was due, that fellow actually refused to acknowledge it and directly broke the contract. She was almost angered to death. Ningxi had no choice but to ask him what he wanted. In the end, he actually asked her to be his girlfriend. Chapter 1077. He even said that since he saved her life, she should repay him with her body. As long as she agreed, then they wouldn't owe each other anything. Ningxi thought to herself, I'll be his girlfriend then. Anyway, he didn't say how long we would be together. She had so many ex-boyfriends, so she didn't mind having one more. Thus, after she agreed, she decisively ran away the next day. This was the reason why she dated Yunshin for a day. Tang Lang didn't notice Ningxi's rich inner world and said, So at the moment, your safety is definitely not a problem. Then he sighed and said, now you know why I want to charge you for this drink, right? Because I might lose a portion of my salary if I tell you. Ningxi glanced at him. Don't worry, it's not a small amount. Didn't you say that in this world, the most powerful and reliable weapon is still your own body? So you should continue to teach me. Who knows if he will go crazy and break my bones one day? Who will I cry to? That's true. As expected, you still need me. Tang Lang nodded repeatedly. However, because your usefulness has decreased and the urgency of my need has decreased, your original double salary has now been reduced to 1. Ningxi smiled. Damn. You profiteer. Believe it or not, I will go to Tang Yi and get my card back. Tang Lang howled. He then go ahead. Who's stopping you? However, don't blame me for not reminding you. The last time I was caught, I saw Eldest Senior. Eldest Senior's hand was full of new scars. He must be giving you devil training again. Just with your training. If you go to Eldest Senior's place, are you going to get your card back or die? TSK. Junior, I think your proposal to reduce my salary is very reasonable. Tang Lang immediately changed his words. Lu Xinyan was an impatient person. As soon as she passed the review, she immediately opened the shop in the west of the city. Not only that, there was a grand opening ceremony on the day of the opening. Several popular celebrities were invited to the shop. Because Lu Xinyan carried the name of the Lu Group, many socialites in the circle took the initiative to come and support. At the same time, outside the Spirit City West shop, Ning Xuelua was accompanied by the marketing manager of History. Boss, it's here. The manager pointed at the eye-catching signboard. There was also a Hister branch in the shopping mall, but its location was nowhere near as good as Zealing's. The agent was a comprehensive clothing agency. Although it was also quite powerful, it was nowhere near as famous as Lu Xinyan's Lu Group. Seeing that Ning Xuelua didn't look good, the manager said, Boss, although that Lu Xinyan is using the Lu Group's name, she's actually just an idiot. She's never done business without making a loss. The businesses that worked with her before were all messed up by her. It's Zeiling's bad luck that she went to represent her. Ning Xueluo's expression did not change for the better when she heard that. What she cared about was not whether the business was losing money or not, but that Zeiling could even attract an agent of Lu Xinyan's level. What did this mean? This meant that Zeiling's fame was gradually approaching that of History. Ning Xuelua looked coldly at the man beside her and said in a low voice, You can't let Zeiling continue to develop, no matter what you do. Chapter 1078. You can't let Zeiling continue to develop, no matter what you do. Understood, boss. Just wait and see. They're still too young to fight with me. The man showed a confident expression. Ning Xuelua looked at the man, and her expression softened. This man was the former marketing director of SF, a famous trader in the industry. He had helped SF defeat countless competitors. She had spent so much money to poach this person. And it was not for nothing. As for her side, she had more important things to do. It had been decided that the old man was going to make a will. In just a few days, the news that Lu Xinyan, the cousin of Lu Group's president, Lu Tingxiao, had opened a store specializing in Zeiling spread throughout the circle. Many people came to support it, and the location of the store was really good. In the first few days, the store's turnover was far ahead of others. Seeing that Lu Xinyan was doing well, Ningxi was relieved for the time being. However, the good times did not last long. In Zeiling's studio, Ningxi was holding Lu Xinyan's sales during this period of time, lying in front of Qiao Weilan's desk like a dead dog. I was wrong. I was really wrong. In the beginning, the turnover of Lu Xinyan's agency store had skyrocketed, but then it declined rapidly, and the loss was extremely serious. To be honest, under the right circumstances, she actually made such a loss. She's really talented. How did she do it? Ningxi sighed. In fact, Qiao Weilan had more or less expected this situation. She had personally reviewed Lu Xinyan's plan, and there was indeed no problem with the plan. However, business was run by people, and Lu Xinyan was the boss. She had a lot of autonomy. If the specific implementation did not follow the plan, the plan would naturally become a piece of paper. Lu Xinyan had made such a loss, but she did not mention it to Ningxi. She still clenched her teeth and persisted. However, the financial records could not be falsified. People like Qiao Weilan could see the problem at a glance. So when he found out, he immediately called Ningxi over to discuss it. I've also investigated it before. According to that lady's practice, no amount of money is enough for her to lose, because she has no business philosophy. Qiao Weilan analyzed lightly. It's not that she can't distinguish the supply in the peak season. The main thing is that she is eager to make achievements. Clothing discount activities are held almost every week. Although the scene is good and it also attracts many potential customers, after a long time, luxury brands become cheap brands. After the activities are over, do cheap brands still want to sell at the price of luxury brands? Ningxi patted her head and looked a little helpless. Everyone said that the eldest miss was an idiot. No matter whether others believed it or not, she believed it now. Ningxi had considered Lu Xinyan's loss before, but she didn't expect it to be so serious. In the long run, it will inevitably have a negative impact on Xiling, and even affect the sales of several other physical stores, Qiao Weilan muttered. Ningxi pinched her eyebrows. Director Qiao, you're busy with the business expansion in Province H. I'll talk to Lu Xinyan in person. Hearing this, Qiao Weilan nodded, indicating that she had no objection. As for Lu Xinyan, what she was most afraid of was not that she made mistakes, but that she would not repent even if she made mistakes. Last time, she saw Ningxi talking to her in a familiar tone. It would be best if she could persuade her. Chapter 1079. History Headquarters. Dai Wei swirled the wine glass in his hand and took a sip. He said with satisfaction, "Boss, I've said it before. The brand's reputation is one thing, but how to manage it is another. So what if Xiling's designer is good? How can he be a threat to history? Now that you've seen it for yourself, you can finally relax." The marketing department said that Lu Xinyan was a serious idiot. There was no business that went through her that didn't make a loss. That Missy of the Lu Group didn't know a thing about the positioning and understanding of brands. All kinds of loss-making discounts were held almost every week. A luxury brand like Xiling was forcefully turned into a cheap brand by her. After the promotion ended, the stores were deserted. After Lu Xinyan learned from her painful experience, she started the promotion again. Ha 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 ha. Dai Wei laughed heartily at this point. Ning Xuelua was wearing a long dress. She looked out the window with a mocking smile on her lips. Heh, she thought she had recruited a powerful backer and tried to get close to Lu Conglomerate through Lu Xinyan. Now she went for wool and came home shorn. However, she had already expected this from Lu Xinyan, so it wasn't a big deal. By the way, I came here today because I have something to ask you. Have you heard of this person? Ning Xuelua threw an Italian fashion magazine to Dai Wei. Dai Wei's eyes lit up as he stared at the fashion in the magazine. However, when he saw the blurry designer, his pupils shrank and his expression changed. Han Xiao. Dai Wei gasped. Although the picture in the magazine wasn't very clear, he could still recognize him. What, you know him? Ning Xuelua asked when she saw Dai Wei's expression. Boss, Han Xiao is an Italian Chinese. He's crazy. Dai Wei seemed to have thought of something scary as cold sweat appeared on his forehead. I studied fashion design in Italy for a period of time in my early years. This Han Xiao is very good, but he has a bad reputation. I heard that he has betrayed his master, and is very temperamental. He only does things according to his own preferences. Dai Wei had only heard of Han Xiao. He was a newbie in the design field, but he was known as the Ghost Hand. However, he had long since disappeared from this line of work, because Han Xiao was only interested in design for a short period of time. After his interest in it dissipated, he naturally lost interest in it. The reason why he was able to recognize Han Xiao was because he had once attended a gathering in Italy and happened to see Han Xiao in person. Through the words of a friend, he had gained some understanding of Han Xiao. That's great. I heard that this person has returned to China and is in this city. Can you help me find him? Ning Xuelua smiled. Find Han Xiao? Dai Wei's body trembled. Even if he saw Han Xiao, he still wanted to stay 8 feet away from him. Who would want to stay together with a lunatic? Boss, what do you mean? Dai Wei felt uneasy. Why did Ning Xuelua want to see Han Xiao? Could it be? The reason I'm looking for Han Xiao is naturally because I want him to help history reach a higher level. Ning Xuelua told him the truth. However, she quickly changed the topic and said, but don't worry, your position is still stable. Since he's a madman, it's enough to use him once or twice. Understood. Dai Wei smiled, stood up, and drained the wine in his glass. Chapter 1080. West City Mall. All kinds of promotions and discounts were going on in Ling's store, which made Ningxi shake her head in disappointment. When Ningxi walked into the store, several shop assistants were gathered together, and chatting so enthusiastically that Ningxi didn't immediately go up to greet them when she entered the door. Hello. Ningxi frowned and asked in a low voice. Hearing that, the salespeople turned to look at Ningxi. Sorry, we're getting off work soon. You can come back tomorrow. A good-looking and tall salesperson said. Getting off work soon means you're still here, Ningxi said. The shop assistants were taken aback for a moment, then began to size up Ningxi without any hesitation. Ningxi's dress tonight was just a little plain, but it made those shopping guides roll their eyes. Miss Ling is a high-end luxury brand. Even though we're giving a lot of discounts these days, the price of each item is still over 10,000. The tall salesperson said impatiently. In the past, those who came to Ling's store were at least rich heiresses and celebrities. Ever since the discount started, people from all walks of life came to have a look and ask about the price, which made them feel disgusted. They couldn't afford it even if they asked for the price. What else could they ask? Ningxi ignored the salespeople and walked straight into the store. What's wrong with you? Didn't I tell you that we're closing soon? A few shop assistants quickly followed, and among them, the tall lady had a face full of impatience. Ningxi's eyes fell on a long coat, and she put her hand on it. However, the tall woman quickly took out the coat and put it higher so that Ningxi couldn't touch it. I'm sorry, Ling is a luxury brand. You can't try it or touch it. The tall woman glanced at Ningxi with disgust. What's the price of this coat? Ningxi took back her hand and asked directly. This one. The tall woman glanced at Ningxi and said with a faint smile. This is a new style released by Ling. Even after the discount, it's still 40,000. 40,000? Ningxi was stunned. This dress costs more than 40,000 yuan. Lu Xinyan would lose money every time she sold it. Lu Tingxiao wouldn't even recognize her if she sold 100 of them. Seeing Ningxi frowning, the shop assistants thought that Ningxi was frightened by the high price. They looked at each other and couldn't help sneering. You can go to other stores and have a look. Our clothes are all luxurious. They stared at Ningxi like she was a thief. What time is it now? Is it time to get off work? Ningxi looked at the shopping guides coldly. What does it have to do with you when we get off work? Please go somewhere else and don't come and make trouble, okay? The tall shopping guide's face was filled with impatience. Before Ningxi could say anything else, a man and a woman walked in. The man and the woman were dressed well. The woman had a designer bag on her right shoulder, and her left hand was holding on to the handsome man in front of her. What's wrong? Are you going to close? The girl looked at the tall shopping guide and asked. Oh, Sister Li Sun, how could I? I was waiting for Sister Li Sun. The tall saleswoman ignored Ningxi and quickly walked up to her with an ingratiating smile. Li Sun glanced at Ningxi and looked her up and down. He smiled disdainfully and said, Your Ling is also the definition of a luxury brand. Nowadays, people from all walks of life are coming in. No wonder you all want to close the door and get off work. Chapter 1081. Sister Li Sun is right. Even if Ling's discount is very high now, not everyone can afford it, especially some people. There are a lot of scumbags who specially choose luxury stores, and then steal clothes when people are not paying attention. Li Sun said. The tall shopping guide said and looked at Ningxi casually. Sister Li Sun, the headquarters released a new style recently. The discount our boss offered is much better than the headquarters. Would you like to have a look? Several other shopping guides also came up and introduced the new clothes to Li Sun. Sure. Li Sun held the man's arm and followed the shopping guides to the front. Hey, are you okay? What are you doing here? The shopping guides came up and pushed Ningxi aside. Now Ningxi was so angry that her lungs almost exploded. All the shopping guides in the agency stores were paid by the headquarters, so was Lu Xinyan's store. Ningxi didn't come here in vain. At least she realized a very serious problem. Ling had only focused on building up their brand and positioning their brand, but they had neglected the training of talents. For example, for the stores they were acting as agents, whether it was the shopping guide or the store manager, they should have received professional training directly from the headquarters before they were assigned to work in the agency stores. Not to mention the loss of Lu Xinyan's agency, the experience in the store was extremely bad. She didn't care about other stores, but this kind of unprofessional shopping guide must not exist in any of Ling's agency stores. Seeing Ningxi standing in the distance with no intention to leave, the shopping guides didn't have time to talk to her and only cared about the man and the woman. This style is not bad. What's the price after the discount? Li Sun asked. Sister Li Sun, this one's discount is not big enough. There is another one that our boss just bought from the headquarters. The tall shopping guide said and took out a beautifully packaged coat. Sister, let me tell you, our boss bought this from the headquarters for 60,000 yuan, and the discount is not small. The price after the discount is 58,000 yuan. The tall shopping guide said with a charming smile. Let me try it on. Li Sun put on the latest coat of Ling. Dear, is it nice? Li Sun turned and looked at the man beside her. Well, it's not bad. It's more elegant than the 120,000 yuan one in history. The man smiled. Humph, how can a brand like Ling compare to history? History is the real luxury brand. I can't even try their clothes. Li Sun curled his lips. But this Ling, I can still make do with it. The man shrugged. Speaking of professional experience, Ling couldn't compare with history. The shopping guides in history were all professional. This is not bad. Wrap it for me. Li Sun took off the coat. Sister Li Sun, hold on. This coat can be cheaper. The tall shop assistant smiled mysteriously and dialed a number. Manager, the customer wants a discount on the coat of the latest style. Our new store is now making a profit at a loss. Okay, I got it. After the tall woman put down the phone, she smiled at Li Sun and said, Big sister, the discounted price is $55,000, and you gave me a discount of $3,000. You really know how to do business. Next time you come to my restaurant, I won't treat you badly. Li Sun was quite satisfied. Sis, what are you talking about? We are friends. Of course, we want to help you save money. After wrapping the coat, the shopping guide sent Li Sun and Li Sun out with smiles on their faces. Chapter 1082. Why are you still here? We're off duty. Seeing that Ningxi was still in the store, the tall shopping guide said coldly, I remember that you can't try on clothes of Ling's high quality at will. Ningxi stared at the arrogant shopping guide in front of her. Others can try it on, but you can't. Hurry up, or we'll call the security guards. The other two shopping guides came up. They were puzzled. Where did this woman come from? Was she going to stay in the store? Ningxi sneered. Call your boss over. Boss? Are you crazy? Who are you? Are you here to make trouble in our store? You know who our boss is. How could you want to see the boss of Ling agency store? Then one of the shopping guides walked out of the store and called the security guards. It's her. She came to make trouble in our store. Please drive her away. Seeing the security guards coming, the tall shopping guide stared at Ningxi with disgust. The security guards were also stunned. It was rare to see a customer who opened the door and asked the security guards to drive her away. But since the people of Ling agency said she came to make trouble, the security guards had to do their duty. What's the noise? What's wrong? Before the security guards could speak, a middle-aged woman came in from outside. Manager Gu, it's so late. Why are you here? Seeing the middle-aged woman, several shopping guides hurried up. Manager Gu, I don't know where this woman came from. She has been standing in our store for a long time. She only asked the price but didn't buy it. I suspect that she wants to steal clothes. Didn't our store lose several pieces of clothes before? Yes. A lot of things have been lost in our shopping mall recently, such as branded shoes and bags. They were all stolen when the merchants were not paying attention. Manager Gu looked at Ningxi impatiently. After looking at her for a long time, she felt she looked familiar. Are you from the headquarters? Manager Gu thought for a long time. She seemed to have seen this woman in front of her when she went to the headquarters with her boss to do the formalities. From the headquarters. Zealing Agency headquarters? Hearing the middle-aged woman's words, several shopping guides were a little surprised. Why did the people from the headquarters come to Zealing Agency store? Did she hear that our agency store has a good discount and want to buy clothes in our store? A shopping guide asked in confusion. Headquarters? So what if she's from the headquarters? Working in the headquarters might not be as good as us. Look at how poor she is. Even if the discount is good, she won't be able to afford it. The tall salesperson said with disdain. At this time, Ningxi had no patience to talk to these people. She glanced at the store manager and called Lu Xinyan immediately. My big boss, it's already so late. What's the matter that can't be said tomorrow? Lu Xinyan's lazy voice came from the other end of the phone. I'll come to your store right now. If I don't see you in 10 minutes, you can close down tomorrow. With that, Ningxi hung up the phone without giving Lu Xinyan a chance to continue. After Ningxi hung up the phone, the shop assistants and managers were all stunned. They didn't know that Ningxi was talking to Lu Xinyan. Lu Xinyan's speed was fast. Within 10 minutes, she arrived at the store. Seeing the boss Lu Xinyan suddenly appear, the store manager and a few shop assistants hurriedly went up to greet her. What's so urgent that I have to come here so late? Can't you tell me over the phone? Lu Xinyan looked at Ningxi and complained unhappily. Chapter 1083. As soon as Lu Xinyan's voice fell, the shopping guide and manager who had been acting so domineering just now were completely dumbfounded. Their boss Lu Xinyan knew this woman? Lu Xinyan, where did you find these people in your store? Didn't the headquarters transfer professionals to you? Ningxi glanced at the shop assistants and store managers and asked. I recruited them. It's my own store, so of course I have to use my own people. Only then can I earn my own living. Lu Xinyan said proudly. Ningxi was choked by her logic. She took a deep breath and said, all of them. Replace them. I'll transfer new people from the headquarters as soon as possible. Everything must be done according to the rules and regulations. Ningxi's tone was extremely domineering, leaving no room for Lu Xinyan to refute. Yes, you're the boss, so you have the final say. But what happened? At this time, Lu Xinyan frowned. She could guess that Ningxi must have found something wrong when she visited incognito. Otherwise, she wouldn't suddenly denounce her like this. In fact, Lu Xinyan was actually feeling guilty. Although she didn't seem to lose money on the surface, she had actually lost a lot of money in private. Boss. The boss of the headquarters. At this moment, the shop assistants couldn't believe it. This woman in ordinary clothes turned out to be the founder of Zealing brand, the boss of the headquarters. The pretty shop assistants panicked. They didn't expect that the boss would suddenly appear in the agency store. The store manager only felt that Ningxi looked familiar. He must have seen her in the headquarters, but he didn't recognize that she was the founder of Zealing brand. Seeing Lu Tingxiao's attitude was not bad, Ningxi's tone softened. And cancel all the discounts in your store. Go to the headquarters tomorrow to ask Director Qiao for advice. Director Qiao will tell you how to run the agency store. Ah, cancel all of them? I've racked my brains to come up with this promotion method. Lu Xinyan said unhappily. Ningxi put on a fake smile and said, My dear miss, are you trying so hard to make your brother not recognize you? Lu Xinyan's face stiffened. You know. Damn it. She was found out. Within 3 days, I want to see you strictly follow the plan and carry out the rules and regulations. Otherwise, it's useless even if you call me grandma. After saying that, Ningxi didn't even look at the shop assistants or the manager, and turned to leave Zealing agency store. Seeing Ningxi's attitude towards Lu Xinyan, the shop assistants looked at each other and almost peed their pants. After all, She was Lu Tingxiao's cousin. But Ningxi dared to shout at her. This woman. Just what was her background? What the hell is going on? After Ningxi left, Lu Xinyan glared fiercely at the store manager and the shop assistants, full of anger. Boss. I don't know. When I came, Big Boss seemed to be angry. It must be their doing. The store manager had pushed all the blame away. In desperation, one of the shop assistants could only tell the truth. After learning the ins and outs of the story, Lu Xinyan fired everyone, including the store manager, on the spot. Chapter 1084. After leaving Lu Xinyan's shop, Ningxi massaged her aching temples and looked helpless. Out of the 6 representative stores, only Lu Xinyan's store was so smart. With such a shopping guide and manager, coupled with such a stupid boss, it would definitely close down after a long time. Fortunately, they discovered it early. Bang. Just as Ningxi was pondering, a figure suddenly flashed in front of her and hit her with an indescribable force, almost knocking her over. Sorry girl, are you all right? The black figure paused and stopped, reaching out to support Ningxi. Ningxi shook her head. I'm fine. Oh girl, you are quite agile. Have you practiced martial arts? The man looked at her up and down with interest. Hearing this, Ningxi couldn't help but roll her eyes. Where on earth did this guy come from? Haha, it's good that you're all right. I'm going to run for my life. The man slightly raised the corner of his mouth and looked back with a trace of a playful smile. Run for your life? Ningxi tilted her head and slightly raised her eyebrows. Before Ningxi could continue, there was a burst of noise behind. Looking carefully, there were at least dozens of people running towards here. Are they your enemies? Ningxi couldn't help but click her tongue. Who was this guy? Being chased by dozens of people in the middle of the night. Huh. The man laughed carelessly. I don't know them, but I saw 2 of them were good at martial arts. They couldn't win after fighting for a long time, so I couldn't help but beat them up. Who knew they had guns? Gee, no matter how good I am, I can't be faster than bullets. Oh, you're really good at bragging. Why didn't they beat you to death? Ningxi was completely defeated by the shameless spirit of this man in front of her. He obviously offended someone and was being chased by dozens of people, but he still insisted on being brave. Also, they were having a good time fighting, so why did he run over and interfere? Wasn't he asking for a beating? Goodbye girl, I have to go. The man was just about to escape, but was caught by Ningxi. Come with me. Then Ningxi grabbed the man and forced him to the bottom of an SUV not far away. What are you doing? The man was a little confused. Ningxi looked at him with a smile. You're lucky. I happen to like your shameless spirit, as well as everything that interested her. This man just happened to have it. Ningxi didn't bother to talk to him. She stood in front of the car and blocked the man's view. In just a moment, dozens of people had caught up with them. Eldest brother. Ningxi's eyes widened in disbelief when she saw the familiar face of the man chasing her, and the cold gold-rimmed glasses on his face. The man in the lead was actually Tang Yi. What shocked her even more was that not only Tang Yi, but Tang Lang was also here. How did these 2 get together? Junior sister, what are you doing here? Tang Lang asked while gasping for breath. Second senior brother? I should be the one asking you. What are you doing? Why are you with eldest senior brother? Ningxi was completely stunned. Could it be that the man under the car was being chased by Tang Yi and Tang Lang? It can't be, right? Who the hell was that guy? How could he make Tang Yi and Tang Lang join hands? No. Just now, the guy under the car said that he saw 2 people fighting, and because he saw that they couldn't decide the winner, he went to beat up both of them. Could it be that the 2 people who were fighting just now were eldest senior brother and second senior brother? Chapter 1085. Little junior sister, did you see a lunatic? Tang Yi stared at Ningxi coldly and asked. Ningxi wasn't stupid. She knew that the lunatic Tang Yi was talking about was definitely the one under the carriage. After a fierce mental struggle, Ningxi finally nodded. Where? Following Ningxi's nod, Tang Yi and Tang Lang's eyes narrowed at the same time. Their eyes filled with vigilance. Right here. Ningxi stared at Tang Lang and Tang Yi. Where? Tang Yi looked around. Two lunatics standing right in front of me. Ningxi's face was full of seriousness. Fuck. Stupid girl. I'm asking you something serious. Tang Lang understood. Go back quickly, it's not safe here. Tang Yi said expressionlessly. She was really getting more and more curious. What was the background of the man under the carriage? How could he make eldest senior brother afraid? Second senior brother, what exactly happened? Ningxi anxiously asked. Just now I was loving and playing with your eldest senior brother. Suddenly a lunatic came and insisted on giving us pointers and even fought with us. Mentioning this, Tang Lang couldn't help but get angry. Loving and playing with each other. What the hell was this? Ningxi's face darkened. And then you guys lost? Were those two really Tang Lang and Tang Yi? Ningxi was completely stunned. Tang Yi lost? Tang Lang lost? Tang Yi and Tang Lang working together, lost? Cough cough. Tang Lang's expression was a little unnatural and awkward. He immediately slapped Ningxi's head. Nonsense. Your eldest senior brother lost, but second senior brother didn't. Logic. I understand, but why did you bring so many people? Ningxi looked at the dozens of people behind Tang Lang. If he could win, why did he bring so many people? That's to make it easier to search for people, forget it. I'm not talking to you anymore. Tang Lang realized that this girl was seriously tearing down his words. Let's go. Seeing that he lost them, Tang Yi didn't even look at Tang Lang, and directly turned to leave. Fuck. Why are you leaving? We haven't finished fighting yet. You still haven't returned my little kaka to me. Tang Lang roared from behind. Ningxi clicked her tongue. Second senior brother, if you don't work harder, I'm afraid eldest senior brother won't play with you anymore. Because I seem to have found an even more fun toy. When Tang Lang thought of that madman from before, his face immediately darkened. Go to the side. I can instantly kill him with just a casual practice. Seeing that Tang Yi and Tang Lang had completely left, Ningxi was almost drowned by curiosity. What was the background of the man under the carriage? Ningxi understood Tang Yi and Tang Lang the best. There was no need to talk about their martial prowess. Even when the two of them joined forces, they were still beaten by that lunatic. Just as Ningxi was deep in thought, a powerful palm casually rested on her right shoulder. Ningxi was startled. She retreated swiftly and swept her leg out in an instant. However, what surprised Ningxi was that her instinctive kick actually missed. She could only see a black shadow moving rapidly in front of her, as though it was not a human speed at all. If Ningxi was in the forest now, she would definitely think that it was a wild beast. Miss, you have indeed trained before. The man easily dodged Ningxi's kick. Unknowingly, he was standing in front of Ningxi again. Ningxi subconsciously retreated. Her instincts told her that this man was extremely dangerous. Extremely. Chapter 1086. Are those two people your senior brothers? I don't think so. The man laughed, but his laughter was a little hoarse and sinister. Who are you? Ningxi looked at the man, a little wary. I'm Han Xiao, what about you? Han Xiao said with a faint smile. Ningxi. Seeing that the man in front of her didn't have any hostility, Ningxi relaxed a little. She felt that Han Xiao was very scary, but she couldn't believe that Tang Yi and Tang Lang, who were at their level, were defeated by him. Miss, you saved me. I'll treat you to a meal. Han Xiao's eyes were sometimes clear, and sometimes full of evil charm, making people feel cold. No need, I still have something to do. Ningxi refused Han Xiao's invitation. She helped him just now, but after knowing that it was Tang Lang and Tang Yi who were chasing him, because she had already saved him, she might as well help him to the end. But she wasn't interested in getting involved too much. No, that won't do. I Han Xiao never owe anyone anything. If you don't want to eat, I'll help you with surgery, plastic surgery, okay? Girls nowadays, don't they all like to cut themselves? Although your face is not bad, I can make it more perfect. Han Xiao said, and unexpectedly took out a scalpel from nowhere. Damn, what are you doing? Ningxi was a little doubtful at this moment. Was it right or wrong for her to help him just now? Don't be afraid, I forgot to tell you, I used to be a surgeon. Oh, I also worked as a fashion designer. I also guarded tombs. Han Xiao rubbed his chin, looking like he was seriously thinking, as if he was thinking about what he used to do. Fashion designer. Ningxi's mouth slightly twitched. Even like this, he used to be a fashion designer. Cough, didn't you want to treat me to a meal? Let's go. Ningxi didn't know what this lunatic was thinking. It was better to go to a place with more people, it would be safer. And if he really wanted to do something, she would be able to leave when the time came. Halfway through the journey, Han Xiao walked straight ahead of him. The mountain is not high, the immortal is famous. The water is not deep, the dragon is spiritual. The name is spiritual. The name sounds a bit immortal. Han Xiao stood outside the Zealing store, looking through the transparent glass, looking at the clothes inside. I've seen the design concepts and clothes of several shops, but only this Zealing store is passable. I want to see who this designer is. Han Xiao laughed darkly. I think you're more reliable as a gravekeeper. You really think you're a designer? Ningxi couldn't help but feel. Han Xiao turned around and said with a smile. Young lady, do you believe me when I say that the designer of this spirit is not as good as me? I can destroy him in minutes. I believe you. Ningxi nodded. I believe you. I believe you can't believe I can't kill him in a minute. Gong Ning believe that Ning can't believe. Ti no Ning 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 tight, Ti. Gong Gong. Teet Han Xiao scrutinized Ningxi for a moment, then revealed a sly smile and said, You've got guts. No one has ever dared to talk to me like this. I, Xiao said he, tt I say you, I Xiao avite, I ti long. Han Xiao didn't continue talking to Ningxi until he stopped in front of a KFC that was open all night. I'll treat you to this. With that, Han Xiao pulled Ningxi into the store. Chapter 1087. 2 hamburgers and 2 cups of milk tea. Treating me to KFC for saving my life. Brother, you're very creative. After paying, Han Xiao brought 2 hamburgers and 2 cups of milk tea. Seeing Ningxi's strange look, Han Xiao smiled and said, Eat less at night, or you'll get fat. Ningxi didn't bother to say anything more. The light was dim just now, so Ningxi finally saw Han Xiao's appearance clearly. His long ink-like hair reached his waist, casually falling behind him like a waterfall. His brown eyes were full of spirit, as clear as crystal, and his long eyebrows were like willows, making him look extremely handsome. Ningxi couldn't help but be stunned. She swore that she had never seen such a beautiful man. This Han Xiao had nothing to do with being handsome. If she had to use a word to describe him, it would be beautiful. If Han Xiao stood still and didn't speak, Ningxi would never be able to recognize that he was a man. At this moment, Ningxi even suspected that Han Xiao's voice was a bit masculine, and that he was actually a great beauty who could bring disaster to a country. Seeing Han Xiao's appearance, Ningxi couldn't help but look at him a few more times, wondering whether he was a man or a woman. Miss Ning, thank you for helping me tonight, although you were a busybody. After a moment, Han Xiao stood up and looked at Ningxi. I should have seen you get beaten to death. Ningxi snorted. This is my contact information. If Miss Ning has any problems, you might as well contact me. I'm a busybody. I feel like I can't repay the hamburgers and milk tea. Han Xiao snatched Ningxi's cell phone, saved his contact information, and returned the cell phone to Ningxi. Before Ningxi could speak, Han Xiao turned around and disappeared. Eldest senior brother and second senior brother are right. This Han Xiao is indeed a madman. Ningxi felt that after being with Han Xiao for a while, her head was about to explode. Contact my ass, she didn't want to meet this lunatic again. After returning to the villa at night, Ningxi quickly put this episode behind her. She was about to take a shower when she suddenly received a call from her grandfather. Well, I'm fine. Xiaobao is also fine. Got it, Grandpa, I'll be there tomorrow. The old man called to inform her that he was going to make a will tomorrow and asked her to be there. After hanging up the phone, Ningxi showed a knowing expression. A few days ago, Ning Yahua went to the apartment to find her because of this matter. After taking a shower, Ningxi lay down on the bed early to recharge. It was said that even his cousin, Ning Qiutong, who had been away from home for many years, had returned. There would probably be more trouble tomorrow. The next morning, Ningxi directly changed into the floral dress from Zealing that she wore on the food show last time. Then took her bag and drove to the Ning family. Miss Shi, you're here, please see her. Old master said that when you arrive, you should directly go to the study to look for him. Maybe it was because she drove a BMW this time. Or maybe she heard the news that she was going to make a will. And the old man had always liked her very much. Maybe he could get a share, so the servant's attitude towards her was much better. They even called her Miss Shi, which had never happened before. Ningxi nodded and went upstairs. As for what these people would say about her after she left, she didn't even need to think to guess. Chapter 1088. TSK, how shameless. An adopted daughter actually dares to come over to snatch the property. Isn't that so? She's too thick-skinned. This wild girl is very different now. Didn't you see her clothes? They've been very popular recently. One piece is expensive, and she even drives a BMW. She has the face of a vixen. I wonder which old man has taken her in. What do you think the old master is thinking? He already has such a good granddaughter like Miss Shueluo. Yet he still insists on adopting a country bumpkin. It's quite a good chat. Who are you calling a country bumpkin? Just as the group of servants were gossiping excitedly, a cold voice suddenly sounded behind them. Everyone was startled and subconsciously turned around to look behind them. A group of servants biting the master's tongue. Is this the quality of the Ning family's servants? The person who spoke was a woman who looked about 30 or 40 years old. She had short hair and wore a champagne-colored dress. She had a smart and capable face. One look and you could tell that she was a strong woman. Ning Qiutong, Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang's cousin. Her parents had already passed away. She left home early in her life and wandered alone abroad. It was said that her business was very big now and she had married well. She hadn't returned for many years. But because she was doing well, there were naturally people who remembered her. The servants who had been in the family for a long time also knew of her existence. So even if they hadn't seen each other for many years, they immediately recognized the person when they saw her aura. We were talking about Miss Shi, not Miss Shueluo. Yes. We were talking about that country bumpkin. The person in front of them wasn't someone to be trifled with. So the group of servants hurriedly explained. Ning Qiutong's gaze swept across the group of people mockingly. The coldness at the corner of her mouth deepened. If you were talking about Ning Shueluo, why would I scold you? This family was really becoming more and more messy. A group of servants couldn't even tell the real master from the real one. If it wasn't for the several calls from her uncle urging her to come back, she really wouldn't be willing to come back. Miss Shen, what does she mean? What does she mean if we were talking about Miss Shueluo? She wouldn't scold us. Who knows? Actually, that year I realized that this Ning Qiutong didn't seem to like Miss Shueluo very much. I really couldn't understand how Miss Shueluo had offended her. The servants murmured and began to talk about the legendary life of Ning Qiutong, who lived abroad all year round and was capable enough to marry well. In the study upstairs, when Ningxi walked in, the others were already there. Ning Yaohua, Zhuang Lingyu, Ning Shueluo, Ning Yaobang, Ning Tianxin, and even Su Yan were there. Xiaoxi is here. Come to Grandpa. As soon as the old man saw Ningxi, his solemn face immediately lit up with a smile. Ningxi had put on peach blossom makeup today, and was wearing a youthful and lively spring dress. The old man looked at the child's good complexion, and was obviously living a good life. Even his mood was much better. Ignoring the cold eyes on her, Ningxi walked to her grandfather with a smile. Grandpa, how are you? How's the medicine I prescribed for you last time? Is it effective? When the old man heard this, he immediately said excitedly, Hey, I was just about to tell you that the Chinese medicine you prescribed for me was really good. After taking 2 sets, my head doesn't hurt, my eyes don't blur, and I don't sweat when I sleep at night. I can even walk with strength. Watch me take 2 steps to show you. Chapter 1089. Ningxi was amused by Grandpa Ning. That's good. I'll prescribe more for you after you finish it. Xiaoxi, which doctor did you find? He must be a real doctor. Grandpa has seen a doctor before, but the medicine he prescribed was terrible and useless. The side effect was worse than the effect. Grandpa Ning said, "It's a friend of mine. He's young but very good at medicine." Ningxi replied. After Annie came to their home last time, they occasionally contacted each other through text messages. One time, she just asked casually, and Annie sent her a very detailed prescription. So Ningxi bought 2 courses of medicine and sent it to Grandpa Ning to try. She didn't expect the effect to be so good. It seemed that she needed to find a chance to thank Annie. "How dare you ask someone to prescribe medicine for your grandpa? Aren't you afraid that grandpa will get sick?" Ning Yaobang muttered. At this time, Ning Yahua interrupted. "Dad, didn't you say it was useful? Why are you talking so much nonsense?" With that, Ning Yahua said to Ningxi kindly, "Cici, thank you so much for your concern. It was a special time." No matter how dissatisfied he was with Ningxi, he had to win her over. Zhuang Lingyu snorted and seemed to want to say something, but Ning Yahua quickly stopped her. "Xiaoxi, sit down." Seeing Ning Yahua's flattering attitude towards Ningxi, Ning Xuelua could only swallow her displeasure. Now it was more important to get Ningxi's shares. "Sister, sit here." Ning Xuelua walked over and politely pulled Ningxi to sit on her right side. Zhuang Lingyu was on Ning Xuelua's left, and Su Yan on her right. Seeing Ning Xuelua pulling Ningxi over, Su Yan took the initiative to make room for her. So Ningxi sat between Ning Xuelua and Su Yan. After Ningxi sat down, Su Yan seemed to be a little uncomfortable and moved further away. But no matter how far away he was, it was useless. The girl's natural and sweet scent still followed him like a shadow, drilling into his every breath, all the way to his heart. He couldn't remember how long it had been since he was so close to her. What he couldn't figure out was why he felt so uncomfortable just by sitting together. At this moment, the girl beside him was being pulled by Xue Luo to talk to her. From the corner of his eyes, he could almost see the girl's fluttering eyelashes like butterfly wings, and also her jelly-like soft lips, and her fair and delicate collarbone. He must be crazy. His fiancée was here, but his eyes were attracted by another woman, and this woman was Ningxi, whom he had always regarded as his sister. Ever since he found that there was something wrong with his feelings for Ningxi, he had been holding back from seeing her for a long time. It turned out that it was really effective. He had forgotten her for a time. However, it was only when he saw her again today that he realized that it was even more shocking and uncontrollable when her emotions suddenly burst out after being suppressed. Su Yan. Sober. The man took a deep breath and tried to calm himself down. "Sister, the clothes you're wearing look really good," Ning Xueluo said with a tone of admiration. Then, she gently touched the corner of Ningxi's clothes and said as if she had just discovered something. "Sister, this seems to be Ziling's latest spring collection, right? I saw you wearing this on the show last time, and many people asked what brand it was. I heard that Ziling's collection has been sold out recently." Chapter 1090. Before Ningxi could say anything, Zhuang Lingyu immediately showed an extremely dissatisfied look. "You know that Ziling and your sister's company are against each other, but you still deliberately wear their clothes to advertise for them. You really know how to side with an outsider." Hearing this, Ning Yahua hurriedly tried to smooth things over. "She's a girl. When she sees good-looking clothes, she will buy them. Why would she notice so much? But Xiaoxi, this Ziling has indeed been against your sister's company recently. You should pay more attention to it. If you like this style, you can ask your sister to buy you more clothes. Last time when my sister came to our store, I said I would buy her clothes, but sister..." Ning Xuelua didn't finish her words, but it was enough for Ning Yahua and Zhuang Lingyu to imagine. Zhuang Lingyu's face was full of disgust. "Why do you care about her? She's so petty. She fusses over such a trivial matter, and loses her temper." It turned out that being robbed of her entire life was just a trivial matter to her. Ningxi sat on the side and looked at the three of them. She almost laughed out loud. She kept calling her sister, but she didn't know where her sister came from. They made it seem as if they were really a family. Now they didn't even mention that they had cut off relations with her, and kicked her out of the family? Looking at the faint smile on the girl's lips, like a lazy epiphyllum in the dark night, Su Yan's reason once again broke through the cage. Aware of the scorching gaze on her, Ningxi subconsciously turned her head to the side. The moment their eyes met, Su Yan thought his heart would explode at that moment. It took all of his self-control not to lose his composure, and he said in a calm tone, "I watched your show a few days ago, and my culinary skills have improved again." Speaking of this, Su Yan's heart unconsciously emerged a trace of loneliness. In the past she had learned her cooking skills for him, but now, he had to watch the show to see how much her cooking had improved. Ningxi smiled and said casually, "Really?" She naturally didn't miss the ambiguous feelings in Su Yan's eyes when he looked at her. If this man could be devoted to Ningxi, she might think more highly of him, but unfortunately. Dong dong dong. Someone pushed the door open and came in. Inside the house, everyone subconsciously looked towards the door and saw Ning Huiyuan walking in with a proud and cold demeanor. "Uncle." Ning Qiutong didn't look at anyone and only greeted the old man. "Huiyuan is here." When the old man saw his niece, who he had not seen for many years, he could not help but feel a little emotional. Fortunately, he was relieved to know that she was living a good life outside. After exchanging a few pleasantries, Grandpa Sheng's gaze swept across everyone before he said, "Since everyone is here, let's begin." As soon as he said that, everyone's expression became serious. They looked at each other, then stood up one after another, walked to the oval table in the study, and sat down. The lawyer also took the prepared will, and stood next to the old man on the main seat. At the round table, Ning Yaohua, Zhuang Lingyu, Ning Xuelua, and Su Yan sat on one side, Ning Yaobang and Ning Tianxin sat on the opposite side, and Ning Qiutong sat beside Ning Tianxin. In the end, only Ningxi was left. Ningxi glanced at the empty seat next to Su Yan, then, ignoring Ning Yaohua's nervous gaze, she casually walked to the seat opposite Su Yan and sat down next to Ning Qiutong. Chapter 1091. Ning Yaohua's face darkened when he saw her sitting on the opposite side. Now he could only wait and see. He hoped that Shui Luo could get more shares so that he would be less stressed, and he wouldn't have to rope in this troublesome person. That. Dad, you're in good health now. You don't have to make a will at all. Ning Yaobang knew that making a will now was the most disadvantageous for him, so he tried to persuade his father. Ning Tianxin, who was sitting on the side, had an indifferent attitude from the beginning to the end. Grandpa Ning was furious when he heard his second son's words. He said angrily, "Shut up. It's not your place to tell me what to do. If you have the ability, turn around your loss-making subsidiary company, or don't talk to me." Ning Yaobang's face darkened after being scolded, while Ning Yaohua looked smug. Grandpa Ning calmed down a little and said, "In case you have any grudges, I have something to say before the lawyer reads the will." "Oh, okay. Dad, go ahead. We're all listening." Ning Yaobang began to show off after being scolded. Grandpa Ning glared at him and continued, "This time you all saw that I called Su Yan here. I know some of you have objections, but Su Yan is going to be engaged to Shui Luo soon, so he's half a member of the Ning family." "Dad is right. This is what we should do," Ning Yaohua echoed. Zhuang Lingyu nodded, while Ning Xuelua looked shy. Grandpa Ning looked at Su Yan and continued, "We have nothing to hide about the distribution of my inheritance. In case there's any trouble in the future, I'd like to invite you to have a look. Grandpa, I'm marrying Shui Luo only because of her. No matter what the result is, it won't affect my decision," Su Yan said. Ning Xuelua stared at the man beside her and looked touched. "Brother Yan." Grandpa Ning looked at Su Yan and nodded with satisfaction. He had always had a good impression of this grandson-in-law. He remembered that Su Yan and Xiaoxi seemed to be very close. He thought it was possible for the two children to be together, but he chose Shui Luo in the end. But he couldn't ask too much about the children's love affairs. When Ningxi met Su Yan in the countryside, she was just a country girl. Su Yan's family definitely wouldn't allow them to be together, so they had been dating secretly. Even after Ningxi returned to the Ning family, she still chose to hide their relationship for the time being in order not to implicate Su Yan. It was not until she was pregnant that she had no choice but to tell Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu. So except for Ning Yaohua, Zhuang Lingyu, and Ning Tianxin, who accidentally discovered her relationship with Su Yan, She still didn't know that Ningxi and Su Yan were together. After talking about Su Yan, Old Master Tang's gaze landed on Ning Qiutong. As for Qiutong, I know that her business is doing well and she's living a good life. Why did you call her here? She doesn't lack money. Ning Yaobang murmured. Grandpa Sheng glared at him. What I want to say is that her father played a part in the company. Now that her parents have passed away, no matter how she's doing, I, as her uncle, have to give her what she deserves, no matter if she wants it or not. Chapter 1092. Grandpa Ning's tone was extremely serious, and no one at the table spoke. Even though Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang were secretly unhappy that another person had come to share the family property, they couldn't say anything. Ning Qiutong wasn't easy to fool. Now that the shares were in her hands, it would be extremely difficult to get them back. What was worse was that if she wanted to fight for the inheritance of the company, it would be troublesome. Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang both looked as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Ning Tianxin was a bit absent-minded, and Ningxi was the most relaxed person at the table. Ning Qiutong, on the other hand, saw everyone's reaction. Okay, Lawyer Kai, let's announce the will. As soon as Grandpa Ning finished speaking, everyone couldn't help but sit up straight. The lawyer opened the folder in his hand and began to read. Testator, Mr. Ning Ziyuan, due to his advanced age, in order to prevent inheritance disputes, I hereby make this will. My current assets are as follows. 51 shares of Ning's International Company, Limited, Overseas Fund Trust. After the lawyer read the grandpa's assets, he began to talk about the distribution. I have 3 properties in the capital, 2 shops, and an overseas trust under my name, all of which belong to my granddaughter, Ning Xuelu. What? Are you crazy? Giving so much to an outsider. Ning Yaobang was the first to stand up and slam the table. He couldn't believe that Grandpa Ning would give most of his assets to Ning Xuelu, a granddaughter who wasn't related to him by blood, and that overseas trust was not a small amount. What outsider? Xuelu is my daughter. Uncle, do you need me to repeat it to you? Zhuang Lingyu's eyes were sharp. Bullshit, she was just a girl from the countryside. My 2 biological daughters are not allowed to appear here today. How can an outsider from your family divide the Ning family's assets? Because she was raised by me, Zhuang Lingyu. I don't even know which bitch gave birth to your 2 illegitimate daughters. How can they appear here and dirty the Ning family's property? On the other side, Ningxi, who had been maintaining an outsider's attitude, suddenly became absent-minded. She was absent-minded because of Zhuang Lingyu's strong protective attitude as a mother. She had already told herself that Zhuang Lingyu was just a stranger to her. Why did her heart ache uncontrollably when she saw Zhuang Lingyu protecting Ning Xuelu? Ningxi closed her eyes slightly. After a while, she returned to normal as if nothing had happened. No one noticed the fleeting change on Ningxi's face, except for Ning Qiutong, who was beside Ningxi and had seen everything without batting an eyelid. This child. I haven't seen her for a few years, but I didn't expect her to change so much. Not only did she change in appearance, but her temperament had also changed. She was much more composed and magnanimous than her peers, and there wasn't even the slightest shadow of the timid little girl from back then at the table. Ning Yaohua, Zhuang Lingyu, and Ning Yaobang were already arguing fiercely. In the end, it was the old man who slammed the table to silence the 3 of them. All of you shut up. It's true that Xueluo doesn't have any blood relations with the Ning family, but humans aren't emotionless. After all, she has been my granddaughter for over 20 years. These things can be considered as my dowry to her. No one is allowed to say another word. Ning Yaobang slammed his fist on the table. Chapter 1093. Zhuang Lingyu snorted and patted Ning Xueluo's hand comfortingly. Don't worry. I'm here. No one can bully you. Mom, thank you. Ning Xueluo lay in Zhuang Lingyu's arms with tears in her eyes. She glanced at Ningxi from the corner of her eyes and sneered at her. After a short while, the reading of the will continued. The rest of the funds and properties were divided equally among several people. Ningxi also got a property in City C. City C was where her foster parents lived. She had grown up in City C for the past 18 years. Grandpa Ning had put in a lot of effort to make this arrangement. After the distribution, there was only the most important part left, which was the company's shares. This was also the reason why Ning Yaobang had been holding back. The shares were the most important thing. At this moment, Ning Xuelua looked a little nervous. Grandpa Ning's attitude towards her just now meant that he wouldn't mistreat her in terms of the shares, right? The lawyer turned a page and continued to read. Ning's International Limited has a total of 51% shares. The distribution is as follows. Ning Yahua 15%, Ning Yaobang 6%, Ning Qiutong 10%, Ning Tianxin 10%, Ning Shi 10%. The reading is over. The moment the lawyer finished speaking, the study was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. That's it? That's it. After the distribution of shares, Ning Yaobang finally let out a sigh of relief. Although Ning Yahua had 15%, he and Tianxin had a total of 16%, which was 1% more than Ning Yahua. How could he not be happy? Although Ning Shi also got 10%, she would never give the shares to Ning Yahua because of her bad relationship with the other side. However, he didn't expect that even Ning Qiutong would get so much, while he, the son of the old man, only got a poor 6%. It really made him feel bad. At this moment, Ning Yahua looked at Ning Shi with a complicated expression. At this moment, even he had to say that the older the ginger, the spicier it was. The old man's distribution was really. All of them were restraining each other, and no one was able to make a move against each other. The first to speak was Zhuang Lingyu. Finished reading? What about Xuelu? No matter how hard Ning Xuelua tried to control herself, her face was pale. She had never expected that old Master Li would not leave her even a single cent of the shares. Wasn't this a slap to her face in front of the entire Ning family? Not to mention that Su Yan was here. After she married into the Su family, how would she be able to raise her head in her maiden family? Just now, he even pretended to say those words of deep love and righteousness. This damned old man. He was actually so cunning. Ning Yaobang snorted and said, "Didn't I give you what you should just now? What else do you want? Sister-in-law, I advise you not to be too greedy." But you can't not even give 1% of the shares to Xueluo. What is the meaning of this? Could it be that Xueluo wasn't from the Ning family? Father, you also said it just now. Humans aren't plants or trees. We can't be emotionless. Xueluo has been your granddaughter for so many years. Isn't it too disappointing for you to do this? Zhuang Lingyu's face was filled with anger. Heh. Just as Zhuang Lingyu was about to speak, a low chuckle suddenly came from the corner. Zhuang Lingyu immediately looked towards Ning Qiutong's direction unhappily. "Qiutong, if you have something to say then just say it. There's no need to be so sarcastic. Since cousin sister-in-law has said so, then I'll say it directly." Chapter 1094. Ning Qiutong sat up straight and looked at Zhuang Lingyu. "Cousin-in-law, you said that eldest uncle is a bitch. But in my opinion, you are the real bitch." "What do you mean?" Zhuang Lingyu frowned. "It doesn't matter if outsiders don't know, but everyone here knows very well that Ning Xuelua is just an adopted daughter, while Ning Shi is your biological daughter and the flesh and blood of our Ning family. What's wrong for eldest uncle to give the shares to Ning Shi? I didn't say that dad is wrong to give his shares to Ning Shi. That's his right. I'm talking about why Xuelua doesn't have the shares." Zhuang Lingyu said seriously. Ning Qiutong snorted. "Well, let's talk about why Ning Xuelua didn't get the shares. Ning Xuelua was just an adopted daughter who was mistakenly switched at the hospital, but she enjoyed 18 years of luxurious life that should have belonged to Ning Shi. After the truth was revealed, she didn't return to her original home and her original parents. Instead, she stayed in the Ning family and occupied the title of the eldest miss of the Ning family. She even found a good marriage with Su Yan as the eldest miss of the Ning family. On the contrary, our Ning family's direct descendant, Ning Shi, wandered outside for 18 years and lived a poor life for 18 years. Finally, she was found by the Ning family, but she could only bear the name of an adopted daughter. Everything that should have belonged to her was taken away, and even the servants could bully her and call her a wild chicken, a country bumpkin. What are you doing as parents at this time? You are accusing her of being vulgar and vulgar with outsiders. What right do you have to scold her? Did you raise her for a day or teach her for a day? Do you think you have fulfilled your duty as a parent by taking your child home and giving her food and clothes? With such cruel parents like you, it's better to let your child stay in the countryside and not know anything. It's better than being stabbed in the heart by her biological parents. Hearing this, there was a dead silence at the table. No one spoke. Ning Xueluo's body stiffened. Even Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu's faces darkened. The old man looked at Ning Shi with a guilty expression. Su Yan quietly clenched his fists. Ning Shi sat there quietly, looking at Ning Qiutong from the corner of her eyes. She had long been numb and used to the coldness of this circle. She didn't expect that Ning Qiutong, who could have been completely indifferent today, would actually say these words for her. No one had ever said these words for her. Ning Qiutong paused and then looked at Ning Xueluo with sharp eyes. The assets that eldest uncle gave to Ning Xueluo are enough for her to get married and live in luxury for the rest of her life. She's just a country girl. She eats and lives in the Ning family. She's the eldest daughter of the Ning family. What's there to be unhappy about? Tang Xueluo, let me ask you, what else is there to be unhappy about? What right do you have to ask for our Ning family's shares? Hearing Ning Qiutong's every word, especially the word Tang Xueluo, Ning Xueluo's shoulders trembled violently. Her nails dug into her palms and her face was extremely gloomy. In the next second, she stood up and rushed out of the door. Ning Xueluo's face was gloomy. Su Yan's expression tensed up, and he quickly chased after her. Ning Qiutong, you're too much. Even if you are from the Ning family, this is our family's matter. Since when did you have the right to tell us what to do? You don't know anything and you're talking nonsense here. Zhuang Lingyu saw her daughter run out of the room and was instantly furious. Chapter 1095. Ning Qiutong sneered. I don't know anything. I don't know who's the one who's blinded by shit. I advise you to take a good look at what's with you every day. Don't let a wolf into your house and get bitten to death without knowing it. Ning Qiutong, I'm going to tear your mouth off. You have no right to comment on my daughter's character. Zhuang Lingyu was so agitated that she was about to pounce on her, but Ning Yaohua stopped her. Ha 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 ha. I think Qiutong's right. I've wanted to say this for a long time. Sister-in-law, you treat an outsider like a treasure. I can't understand your IQ and logic. Ning Yaobang was watching the show from the side. Ning Yaobang, shut up. I think you're just jealous. Ning Yaohua yelled. The two sides were arguing, and the scene was chaotic. Grandpa Ning massaged his sore temples. He really didn't have the energy to care about their argument. He walked out of the study with the help of his lawyer. At the same time, in the backyard of the Ning family's house, Ning Xueluo ran all the way into the woods and cried under a tree. Su Yan stood behind her and gently pulled her into his arms. Don't be sad. Aunt Qiutong's words are a bit harsh, but that's just how she is. Don't mind her. How can I not mind her? She actually made me sound so bad, as if I stole everything from Ningxi. I'm also my mother's daughter. I've been in the Ning family since I was born. I've been Ning Xueluo's daughter for 18 years. Suddenly, she told me that everything is not mine. My parents are not my parents anymore. How can I feel good about that? Why did she say that I stole everything from Ningxi? Didn't she suddenly appear and steal everything from me? Grandpa kept saying that I'm also his granddaughter, but he treated me like this. Doesn't he treat me like a member of the Ning family? Ning Xueluo said agitatedly. Su Yan didn't know what to say when he heard Ning Xueluo's words. In the past, if Ning Xueluo cried and said these things to him, he would definitely support her unreservedly and stand on her side. But now, maybe it was because of his inexplicable feelings for Ningxi, or maybe it was because of what Ning Qiutong said just now. He suddenly felt that there was nothing wrong with what Ning Qiutong said. All of this should have belonged to Ningxi. Ningxi was supposed to be the eldest daughter of the Ning family, but her life was misplaced because she was switched. Ning Xueluo did not know what Su Yan was thinking at the moment. She was extremely sad as she leaned into Su Yan's embrace and cried, Brother Yan, what should I do? What should I do? How can they do this to me? Su Yan patted Ning Xuelua's shoulder and said softly, Xuelua, didn't you say it before? You don't want anything from the Ning family at all. We can rely on ourselves, and you are outstanding enough now. Why do you care about these worldly possessions? How can that be the same? Why should I give up something that belongs to me? Ning Xuelua blurted out in agitation. Hearing this, Su Yan's expression suddenly changed. Xueluo, how can you say that? That should be Ning Shi's? Or do you really want to fight for the Ning family's property? Ning Xuelua almost exploded when she heard Su Yan's last sentence, but she immediately sobered up. Chapter 1096. Damn it, she was too excited and actually said it out loud. Whether it was Su Yan, Zhuang Lingyu, or Ning Yaohua, what they liked was that she didn't compete. She definitely couldn't show that she wanted something from the Ning family. Ning Xuelua looked aggrieved and quickly changed her words. Brother Yan, how can you say that about me? If I wanted something from the Ning family, would I have to work so hard? I'm just too sad. I've always thought of myself as a member of the Ning family and put them first, but they always treated me like an outsider. And you, Brother Yan, I want to marry you in a grand way. I want everyone to say that you have a good wife. Hearing this, Su Yan's expression softened. Xuelua, I understand your feelings, but you don't have to worry. No one dares to say anything bad about my woman. You don't have to worry about being looked down upon if you marry me. I'll explain it to my parents. Brother Yan, thank you. Thank you for always being by my side. Ning Xuelua could only suppress all the dissatisfaction and anger in her heart and snuggle into the man's arms. When Ning Xuelua couldn't see, Su Yan raised his head and looked in the direction of the study upstairs. Through the window, he could vaguely see Ning Shi sitting on the chair. He couldn't help but think of the little girl from back then. The girl who carried him all the way, sweating profusely and trembling legs, but insisted on not abandoning him. The girl who picked fresh wildflowers for him every day. The girl who cooked delicious food every day to coax him to take his medicine. She was poor, she wore patched clothes, she spoke broken Mandarin, but she was so beautiful and cute. When did all this change? From the time he recovered and was brought back to the Su family, from the time he returned to the flashy city, from the time he was lost in Ning Xuelua's beauty, the beautiful memories in his mind had become unbearable. But at this moment, why did he miss it so much? He missed the girl's innocence, missed the pair of bright eyes that always stared at him. At the entrance of the Ning family's house. That aunt. Ning Shi hesitated for a moment before calling out to Ning Qiutong. Hm. Ning Qiutong, who was about to open the car door, paused and looked in Ning Shi's direction. Ning Shi coughed and stepped forward. Thank you for what you did today. No matter what, she should still say thank you. Ning Qiutong said nonchalantly, we're family, there's nothing to thank. Hearing the word family, Ning Shi had mixed feelings in her heart. She bowed deeply. Thank you. Looking at the girl in front of her, Ning Qiutong sighed. It's a pity that I was abroad and didn't know a lot of things. By the time I found out, it was already too late. I didn't expect my cousin to be so muddle-headed. If he continues to do this, sooner or later, the family business that the old master worked so hard to build will fall into the hands of outsiders. As Ning Qiutong spoke, a cold light flashed across her eyes. Ning Shi also revealed a thoughtful expression. At night, the Ning family, Ning Xuelua's bedroom. Zhuang Lingyu tucked Ning Xuelua in and closed the door. On the bed, Ning Xuelua woke up immediately. Chapter 1097. There was no sleepiness in the woman's eyes. On the contrary, they were full of malice and hatred. How could she fall asleep in such a situation? At present, Ning Yaohua had 15% of the shares, Ning Yaobang had 16%, and Ning Qiutong had 10%. Therefore the key point was Ning Shi. Whoever she supported with the 10% of the shares would be the largest shareholder of the company, and the one who had the most power to fight for the inheritance. This time, Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang would definitely fight for the shares in Ning Shi's hands. As for her, she didn't get any shares at all. She had no say in this matter. Even if she tried her best to buy the scattered shares on the market, she could only get 2 or 3% at most, which was not very useful at all. Ning Qiutong didn't even need to think about it. That woman was very difficult to deal with. It was impossible to get the shares from her. The key was the shares in Ning Shi's hands. She naturally hoped that Ning Yaohua could get the shares in Ning Shi's hands and get the inheritance of the company. However, if Ning Yaohua compromised with Ning Shi for the 10% of the shares, such as taking her home, or even revealing her identity, then everything would be over. Now, the most urgent thing was to have a strong backer, so that Ning Yaohua would completely give up the idea of revealing Ning Shi's identity. Ning Xuelua immediately thought of the Zhuang family, Zhuang Lingyu's mother's family. However, she had accidentally heard the quarrel between Zhuang Lingyu and Ning Yaohua. Zhuang Lingyu forbade Ning Yaohua to have any contact with the Zhuang family, and her attitude was very tough. Therefore, she didn't dare to get close to the Zhuang family, but now she couldn't care less. She had to seize this opportunity. As for Zhuang Lingyu, she had a way to deal with it. Moreover, Zhuang Ke had been one step ahead of Ning Shi. She had to speed up. However, it was too difficult to please a rich lady like Zhuang Ke. From what happened last time, Ning Shi seemed to have a good relationship with Zhuang Ke. She didn't know if Ning Shi had said anything bad about her to Zhuang Ke. Thinking of this, Ning Xuelua's face darkened. Last time, if it weren't for Ning Shi, after she successfully gave the clothes to Zhuang Ke would have been wearing history's clothes at the state banquet. Then, not only would Zhuang Ke get close to them, but it would also bring great publicity to the company. In the end, they were all destroyed by Ning Shi. Now that she had lost the initiative, she would have to use some special methods if she wanted to get closer to Zhuang Ke. Ning Xuelua took out a key and used it to open the safe. He took out a mobile phone from the safe, charged it, and dialed a number. "Hello, it's me. Do something for me." "Who is it this time?" A hoarse voice came from the other end of the phone. "Zhuang Rongguang," Ning Xuelua said. "Zhuang Liaoyuan's son." The voice on the other end of the phone was low. "That's right, it's Zhuang Liaoyuan's son," Ning Xuelua said. "Hey, little girl, aren't you getting more and more arrogant?" The voice on the other end of the phone was a little sinister. Ning Xuelua said faintly, "Don't worry, I'm just asking you to scare him. I'm not asking you to do anything to him. When the time comes, just do as I say." However, he had to find the right time to do it cleanly. "I can wait, but don't make me wait too long." Chapter 1098. Peach Blossom Cove. After returning home, Ningxi was thinking about what happened during the day when the doorbell rang. "Steamed bun, help me see who it is," Ningxi asked. "Yes, my dear master." After a squeaking sound, a small screen appeared on the robot's face. On the screen was the surveillance footage of the door. It was Lu Tingxiao. Seeing Lu Tingxiao, Ningxi immediately got up to open the door. "Boss, it's so late. Why are you here?" "I was worried about you. Come in. Steamed bun, pour me some water." "Yes, my beautiful master." The robot immediately went to pour a glass of water and brought it over. Ningxi handed the water on the tray to Lu Tingxiao and sat down on the sofa next to him. Lu Tingxiao took the glass of water. "How was your day? Did they give you any trouble? With Grandpa here, who would dare to make things difficult for me? Moreover, there's something else that surprised me today. Do you know my cousin? Ning Qiutong. She came back this time too. I've heard of her. She's a big shot. Why? We almost quarreled when we were making the will. She even helped me." "Quarreled?" Ningxi nodded. "Yes. Grandpa gave Ning Xuelua a lot of real estate and trust funds as dowry, but he didn't give her any shares. At that time, Zhuang Lingyu immediately questioned Grandpa's decision and said it was unfair. Then Ning Qiutong stood up for me and said Ning Xuelua wasn't qualified to inherit the Ning family's shares. Ning Qiutong was so eloquent that Ning Xuelua lost control and ran out." Lu Tingxiao tapped the glass with his slender fingers and analyzed. "The shares your grandpa gave you should be 15% for Ning Yaohua, 10% for Ning Qiutong, 6% for Ning Yaobang, 10% for Ning Tianxin, and 10% for you." Ningxi's eyes widened. "What the hell? Lu Tingxiao, how do you know so much? Don't tell me you've bribed the lawyers?" Lu Tingxiao glanced at her. "Your man can't even make such a basic judgment?" Ningxi was speechless. Cough cough. Okay. You're good. You're the best. Anyway, it's exactly the same as your judgment. That's how Grandpa divided it. For now, this is indeed the best distribution method. It can balance each other out. But it's quite annoying. Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang will definitely come to bother me. Ningxi sighed. Do you want Ning's international group? Lu Tingxiao looked at her and suddenly asked. Why did the Demon King sound so arrogant? It was as if he was asking, do you want to drink water? If you want to drink, I'll go pour it for you. Ningxi thought for a moment and then said, to be honest, I don't care. With her current situation and energy, it was really not easy for her to get involved in this mess. But of course I will never let Grandpa's company fall into Ning Xuelua's hands. Therefore this was really a tangled problem. Fortunately, in the current situation, no one could touch anyone in the short term, so she still had plenty of time. In that case, I suggest that you transfer the 10% shares to Ning Qiutong for the time being. Lu Tingxiao suggested. Transfer it to Ning Qiutong. Ningxi thought for a while, and her eyes lit up. Chapter 1099. That's a good idea. I don't want to give it to Ning Yaohua and Ning Yaobang, but I'm afraid they'll bother me. Giving it to Ning Qiutong is a good idea. With her personality, she'll never give it to them. Besides, with Ning Qiutong's business skills, she won't let Grandpa's company decline. Boss, you're so smart. Ningxi discussed with Lu Tingxiao for a while. Seeing that it was getting late, she said, do you want to sleep here? Lu Tingxiao glanced at the girl and said, no thanks. Why? It's late. How troublesome would it be to rush back? Do you have something to do later? Ningxi was puzzled. Lu Tingxiao pinched his eyebrows and said helplessly, because I'll easily lose control in our future wedding room. Understand? Ningxi. Lu Tingxiao rubbed the girl's hair. I don't have to wait until after we get married, but I still want to do this because you're the most important person to me. I'm willing to wait and give you the greatest respect. Ningxi sighed softly. Rubbing her head against the man's broad palm, she mumbled. I've lost to you all my life. I have no complaints at all. You were born to be my nemesis, right? After cuddling for a while, Ningxi walked him to the door. Before leaving, Lu Tingxiao suddenly thought of something. He took out a red gilded invitation and handed it to her. Ningxi opened it and looked at it. Puzzled, she asked, a birthday invitation? Who is Mo Jianzhang? Why is he inviting me? It's Mo Lingtian's father. The invitation was sent by Lingtian. If you're free tomorrow night, you can go. If not, it's okay. Presumably, Mo Lingtian was prepared to invite Lu Tingxiao and his female companion. However, because it was inconvenient for her and Lu Tingxiao to appear in the form of male and female companions, he specially sent an invitation to Ningxi to show how much he valued her. Ningxi thought for a moment. I'm free tomorrow night. I'll be at the studio during the day. I'll go there at night. In Lu Tingxiao's circle, there weren't many people who genuinely regarded her as a friend. Since he was so thoughtful, she couldn't refuse him. Lu Tingxiao. Okay. Ningxi tiptoed, leaned over and kissed the man's lips. She said in a domineering tone, baby, one day, I'll let you stand by my side openly. Let all the women in the city know that you're mine. Lu Tingxiao. Those were good words, but they weren't. How were they the exact opposite? The next day, Zeiling's studio. Recently, Zeiling was preparing to expand the business in Province H, so Ningxi spent her time there sorting out materials and making plans. Ningxi looked at the time on her cell phone. It was almost too late, so she hurriedly said, I have a dinner party later. I have to go. Go ahead, boss. You guys don't need to work overtime. Rest early. Right, Shangzai, do you have any ready-made gowns in the studio? Just find one for me. There's no time to go back and change. Ningxi hurriedly asked. Yes, what style do you want, boss? Gong Shangza asked. Ningxi thought for a while. It's an elder's birthday banquet. The colors and styles should be low-key. All right, please wait a moment, boss. Chapter 1100. A moment later, Ningxi changed into the evening gown that Gong Shangzi had found for her. Then, she put on some light makeup and tied up her hair. Gong Shangzi had indeed found a very low-key style for her. It was a traditional and classic qipao style, and the color was very simple and elegant. It outlined the orchids on a plain background, and she looked like a lady from a wealthy family during the Republic of China. Ningxi stood in front of the full-length mirror and looked at herself in the mirror. She was very satisfied. Not bad, not bad. I'll take this. Thank you, Shangzi. I'll be going then, bye, okay. Gong Shangzi looked at his boss's back as she left, wanting to say something. This dress was relatively low-key. But on her, it wasn't low-key at all. Ningxi was undoubtedly his muse, the source of many of his designs. She was even the model in his mind when he sketched out the designs. It could be said that she was the true owner of all of Ziling's clothes. After she put them on, she would give his designs the most perfect life. At the Mo residence. Today, Mo Jianzhang's birthday party was held in the outdoor garden of the Mo residence. The atmosphere was very lively. Lu Tingxiao had already arrived. Knowing that Ningxi was busy in the studio, he didn't rush her. Mo Lingtian held a goblet in his hand. He moved closer to Lu Tingxiao uneasily and asked, "Hey Lu Tingxiao, is your little white rabbit not coming? Is she still mad at me? Is she okay after almost falling off the cliff? Is she scared?" Hearing this, Lu Tingxiao glanced at his friend out of the corner of his eye. Scared? That girl clearly said that she had a good time and it was very exciting. He really hoped that she would be a little scared, so that she would be more peaceful. Mo Lingtian didn't know what Lu Tingxiao's look meant. As he was talking to Lu Tingxiao, he finally saw a familiar figure at the door. Ningxi handed the invitation to the guard and walked in slowly. Under the gorgeous and dazzling crystal lights at the door, the girl was wearing a plain dress. Her hair was loosely coiled up with a wooden hairpin. She walked step by step with her back to the light, as if stepping from an empty valley into the mortal world. Behind her, it was like an ink-stained painting was gradually dissipating. Not only were the clothes suitable, but Ningxi was also born with the talent to easily change her temperament. After changing into this set of clothes, her temperament also changed along with the clothes, so it seemed more compatible and complemented each other. Ningxi's appearance caused a brief silence in the banquet hall, followed by a hushed discussion. Suddenly seeing such a stunning face, anyone would be a little curious. While the girls were curious about Ningxi's identity, they were most interested in the eternal topic of clothes and jewelry. Therefore, someone soon noticed Ningxi's Cheongsam. "Who is the girl who just came in?" She looked like a certain female celebrity. The gown she was wearing was really nice. It's too classy. Ah, I know that dress, it's Ziling's dress. I saw it in the specialty shop last time, but I didn't buy it because I thought it was too ordinary. I didn't expect the effect to be so amazing. I regret not buying it at that time. Ziling's clothes are not bad, and I like them very much, but the most important thing is still the person, right? The more low-key these clothes look, the more picky they are. That's true. After Ningxi came in, she glanced at Lu Tingxiao and then found a corner to sit down. Chapter 1101. Mo Lingtian put his hand on Lu Tingxiao's shoulder and couldn't help but start to count. Black-bellied little fox, cute white rabbit, shooting expert, cute maid heroine, young lady of the Republic of China. Damn. How many faces does your little rabbit have? I finally know why you are so obsessed with this woman. Every time you change your clothes, it's like you are a different person. Do you feel like you are changing girlfriends every day? Lu Tingxiao said. I like her no matter what she looks like. Mo Lingtian's joke was suddenly deepened by Lu Tingxiao's words. Mo Lingtian felt like he was shot in the chest. Brother, I find that you become a Casanova after you fall in love. I couldn't see it before. I thought your EQ was low. Speaking of which, the strategy you gave me before was too general. Can you teach me more about the details? Compared to those mushy words of love you said just now. You're right. How is Xiao recently? Lu Tingxiao suddenly asked. Mo Lingtian sighed. Last time you said so much, Xiao must have given up. She is not the kind of woman who clings to others. Mo Lingtian chatted with Lu Tingxiao for a while, and went to greet Ningxi. Then he went to entertain the guests. As a result, many people at the banquet asked him about Ningxi. Even his father wanted to hit on Ningxi. Lingtian, is that girl your friend? Mo Jianzhang asked. Yes, what's wrong? I just didn't expect you to have such friends. Mo Jianzhang looked at his son's expression with dissatisfaction. Ahem, Dad. How can you talk about your own son like that? When will she become his girlfriend? Mo Jianzhang suddenly asked. Ahem. Mo Lingtian was almost scared to death by his father's words. Dad, don't scare me. Mo Jianzhang frowned and looked at him. You are making a fuss. How did I scare you? As the saying goes, one's heart is born from one's appearance. I think this girl is very good, dignified and generous. Since you are friends and seem to be chatting well just now, why can't you develop it? You are almost 30 and even Lu Tingxiao has a girlfriend. When are you going to stop fooling around? Mo Lingtian looked as if he was in so much pain that he wanted to die. Dad, let's talk this out. Today is your big day. Can we talk about something happy? Then can you do something to make me happy? Which family does that girl belong to? If you can't bring yourself to say it, I'll help you propose. If I get married this year, I should be able to give birth to a big fat boy next year. Mo Jianzhang was obviously crazy about having a grandson. Father. My dear father. Stop messing around. She's Lu Tingxiao's wife. Mo Lingtian couldn't bear it anymore and said. Mo Jianzhang was stunned. What? That's Lu Tingxiao's girlfriend? Mo Lingtian pinched the space between his eyebrows. So please calm down for a while. Besides, I already have someone in my heart. Mo Jianzhang snorted coldly. Ha, the person in your heart has high standards. Would he like you? Dad, am I really your biological son or not? People have high standards, but I'm not bad either, okay? He had been working hard recently. Mo Jianzhang looked in Ningxi's direction and sighed, his face full of pity. You useless thing. You don't even have a wife now. Mo Lingtian was speechless. Chapter 1102. How hateful. If Lu Tingxiao hadn't left him alone and fallen in love, he wouldn't have been attacked so badly. In the past, there was at least someone at the bottom. At this time, he could still say that Lu Tingxiao was also a single dog. Now it was all tears. No, he had to speed up his pursuit of Xiao. As Mo Lingtian spoke, he was about to look for Guan Xiao to increase her favorability. Suddenly, someone ran over and pulled him aside, asking excitedly, Young Master Mo, is that girl in the opposite corner your friend? What's her name? Which family is she from? What do you want? Mo Lingtian glanced at the young master who was talking to him. This guy was Wang Shengzhe, the famous playboy in the imperial city. He changed women like changing clothes and liked to hook up with other people's women. Wang Shengzhe raised his eyebrows. Nonsense, of course this young master is interested. You know, that's the type I like. Mo Lingtian took a sip of red wine. It doesn't matter who she is. I just want to tell you, don't court death. Wang Shengzhe was unhappy when he heard that. Hey, what do you mean by courting death? A fair and graceful lady is a gentleman's dream. Mo Lingtian said expressionlessly, she's taken. So what if she's taken? There's no one in the imperial city that I don't dare to poach. Wang Shengzhe said as he walked towards Ningxi without any scruples. Not far away, Guan Xiao was talking to Lu Tingxiao. Today, Guan Xiao was wearing a black Chanel dress. She looked as capable and neat as ever, but her face looked a little haggard. Guan Xiao looked at the man in front of her with a relaxed expression. She said slowly, Tingxiao, I'm sorry about what happened last time. I lost control of my emotions. I shouldn't have left without telling everyone. I understand what you mean. You're the most compatible man I've ever met. I used to think that I could spend the rest of my life with you. However, the rest of our lives are long and there are too many things we can't predict. Although it's a pity, I still respect your choice. Guan Xiao said and smiled. We'll still be friends in the future, right? There was no doubt that retreating was the best way for her to advance. She had deliberately not looked for him during this period of time. Now that she had put it this way, Lu Tingxiao could not refuse. Lu Tingxiao glanced at the woman in front of him. His face was as cold and arrogant as ever. He said calmly, "I'm sorry. In order to avoid any unnecessary misunderstandings with my girlfriend, let's not have any contact in the future." As soon as she finished speaking, Guan Ziyao's relaxed expression suddenly froze and became extremely ugly. She clearly did not expect that with Lu Tingxiao's EQ, he would reply to her so coldly and directly, not even giving her any face. Guan Ziyao stared at the man in front of her with hurt written all over her face. Her voice trembled slightly as she said, "Tingxiao, we've known each other for more than 20 years. I can understand that you have someone you like, but I've already said that I'll back out. Are you going to erase our friendship just because of a woman you've only known for a short while? She's not a woman I've just met. She's going to be my future wife." As Lu Tingxiao spoke, he looked coldly at the woman in front of him. There was a warning in his eyes, which made Guan Ziyao unconsciously feel a chill flashing across her body. Chapter 1103. After talking to Guan Ziyao, Lu Tingxiao's eyes fell on Ningxi, who was not far away. He saw Wang Xingzhe sitting opposite Ningxi. The man's cold face suddenly changed slightly. He casually said "excuse me" to Guan Ziyao and walked straight to Ningxi's direction. The small garden of the Mo family was very unique and the scenery was quite good. Ningxi was sitting in a corner. Above her head was a large cluster of vines with small flowers. Beside her was a pond with floating water lilies and a bright moon reflected in it. However, what was more beautiful than the scenery was the person in the scenery. However, Ningxi's attention was all on Lu Tingxiao and Guan Ziyao. Really, what were they talking about? They had been talking for so long. Damn it. Many young talents and those who were looking for wives for their sons like Mo Jianzhong had noticed Ningxi. Before they could make a move, they saw the famous playboy walking towards Ningxi. Seeing that Wang Shengzhe began to chase after women again, everyone felt sorry for him. This girl looked very innocent. Don't be fooled by this scumbag. The Wang family in the capital was also a famous rich and powerful family. Wang Shengzhe was also capable, but he was too greedy for beauty, which was criticized by many people. Ningxi was curious about what Lu Tingxiao and Guan Ziyao were talking about, when suddenly a man came up to her. "Miss, is this seat taken?" The man was wearing a well-tailored, British-style three-piece suit. It was retro and free, and his looks could be considered to be above average. Coupled with this suit, he could be considered to be an elegant gentleman. However, his eyes were turbid and listless, as if he had indulged himself too much. However, no matter what this man was like, it had nothing to do with her. Ningxi continued to stare at Lu Tingxiao. Without looking at him, she said casually, "Someone's here." Ningxi didn't play by the rules at all, which made Wang Xingzhe stunned. Then he smiled and said, "Miss, you're really funny. I've been paying attention to you for a long time. You seem to be alone." Ningxi was speechless. "Why did you still ask?" Seeing that Ningxi didn't look at him, Wang Xingzhe became more excited and his eyes scanned Ningxi's body like a radar. Wang Xingzhe, a man who mingled with women, knew more about women than women, so he quickly found a topic. "Miss, did the gown you're wearing come from Ziling?" Hearing Ziling's name, Ningxi finally responded, "Yeah, what's wrong?" Wang Xingzhe saw that he had found the right entry point. He immediately looked pleased and continued the conversation. "This is ordinary ready-made clothing, right?" "That's right." Ningxi nodded. She wanted to see what he wanted to say. "Miss, did you not manage to book the advanced custom-made model? The orders for Ziling Premium Custom-Made Edition seem to have been queued up for more than half a year. It's really not easy to order one. However, I know the staff there. If Miss likes it, I can help you order one." Wang Xingzhe tried to please her. Ningxi smiled without batting an eyelid. "How can I do that? I won't accept a reward if I didn't do it." When Wang Xingzhe heard that there was hope, he became even more attentive. "Oh miss, you are too modest. For a beauty like you, your existence is a kind of contribution. It's pleasing to the heart and the eyes." As Wang Xingzhe spoke, his eyes swept over the girl's gentle brows, delicate nose, cherry-like lips, and her slender and soft waist that was outlined by the cheongsam. Chapter 1104. The girl was dressed conservatively. She was knee-length and her neckline was wrapped up to her neck, but she gave off a restless vibe. She was definitely a stunner. Wang Xingjia's eyes lit up. He had made up his mind to get this woman. As for Mo Lingtian's warning, he had completely forgotten about her beauty. By the way, I still don't know your name, Mississippi. My surname is Wang, and my name is Wang Xingjia. Wang Xingjia asked as he moved closer to Ningxi. Wang Xingjia thought he was good at picking up girls, but Ningxi's eyes almost rolled to the back of her head. What? He was Wang Xingjia, the #1 flirt in the capital? Was that it? Me. Ningxi said faintly while raising her eyebrows to look at the great demon king who was approaching her step by step. Humph. She was chatting happily with her childhood sweetheart, and now he finally had the time to discipline her. Ningxi thought bitterly. Wang Xingjia saw the girl's angry eyes as she looked in a certain direction. He couldn't help but feel tempted. Her eyes were too seductive. At the same time, Ningxi cupped her chin and answered Wang Xingjia's question with a chuckle. My surname is Ning now, and Lu in the future. Not far away, Lu Tingxiao, who looked like he was about to go on a killing spree, suddenly looked gentle when he heard Ningxi's words. Surname Lu, after my surname. That was a brilliant answer. No wonder she was his wife. Oh. Which one? Wang Xingjia asked. Lu as in Lu Tingxiao, Ningxi answered. Ningxi had been staring at Lu Tingxiao for a long time. Wang Xingjia finally understood and sneered. Haha, Miss Ning, you have a big appetite. You even dare to use the surname Lu? Ningxi raised her eyebrows. Why not? I've thought about it. I'll only marry Lu Tingxiao in this life. Wang Xingjia almost laughed. Everyone in the capital wants to be Mrs. Lu. What's the use of thinking about it? Why don't you think about something practical? Wang Xingjia reached out to Ningxi as he spoke. However, Lu Tingxiao had already arrived in front of the two of them. Yo. Boss Lu you. When Wang Xingjia saw the person, he thought that the other party was looking for him. He was about to speak with a flattered expression. However, the man's gaze did not linger on him at all. Instead, he focused on the girl in front of him. His gaze was gentle and affectionate, and his tone was even more doting. Wait for me to go home tonight. Ningxi nodded with a smile. I know. The short conversation between the two of them was enough to make Wang Xingjia's face turn ashen. These two people. What's going on? It couldn't be what he was thinking, right? That? Boss Lu. You. After Wang Xingjia realized the relationship between the two of them, he was scared out of his wits. He looked at the man in front of him and stammered. Lu Tingxiao's gaze froze Wang Xingjia, who was already dumbfounded and speechless, before he left without saying a word. Although there were no words, Wang Xingjia felt as if he had just experienced death under the man's gaze. After Lu Tingxiao left, Wang Xingjia looked at Ningxi with a blank face. You and Lu Tingxiao. Chapter 1105. Ningxi smiled. That's exactly what you think. Wang Xingjia. After a while, Wang Xingjia almost stumbled and ran back to find Mo Lingtian to settle the score. Fuck. Mo Lingtian, why didn't you tell me that girl was Lu Tingxiao's woman? Didn't I tell you? Mo Lingtian looked at the sweaty man who looked like he had just been abused by a beast. He looked like he would suffer if he didn't listen to the old man. When did you tell me that? Wang Xingjia almost collapsed. I told you not to get yourself killed. There is no one in Imperial City that you don't dare to poach. You can just use the elimination method. Mo Lingtian said matter-of-factly. Wang Xingjia almost choked to death. It's over. What should I do? Fuck. I just hooked up with Lu Tingxiao's woman. Should I buy something as an apology to that lady? She seems to like Zailing's clothes very much. Should I get some haute couture for her? Mo Lingtian glanced at him and said quietly. That girl is Zailing's boss. Wang Xingjia. In the eyes of the others, they only saw Wang Xingjia hooking up with a girl. And then Lu Tingxiao walked over. Ningxi was sitting in the corner, and Lu Tingxiao's back was facing everyone, so they only saw Lu Tingxiao say something to Wang Xingzhe, and then Wang Xingzhe suddenly ran away as if he had seen a ghost. They didn't know what Lu Tingxiao said. However, there were also people who understood the situation. Ha ha ha. Wang Xingzhe is really digging his own grave this time. He even dares to poach Lu Tingxiao's woman. Ling Fei laughed. Everyone present was confused. Only a few people who were close to Lu Tingxiao's circle and knew Ning, she's identity, knew the situation. Zhao Haixing hugged his wife and looked amused. But you can't blame Wang Xingzhe. Who would have thought that a girl he randomly hooked up with would be Lu Tingxiao's woman? Speaking of which, are Lu Tingxiao and Miss Ning going to keep their relationship a secret? Ling Fei frowned. Didn't I hear last time that it was because of Miss Ning's job that she couldn't disclose her relationship? Zhao Haixing said. Ling Fei looked at the girl and sighed. Actually, I think she's a good girl. If other actresses were to hook up with Lu Tingxiao, they would definitely go around telling the whole world about it. Do you know Su Yimo from Shengshi Entertainment? She clearly had nothing to do with Lu Tingxiao, but she still called herself the future Mrs. Lu, the woman that Lu Tingxiao truly loved. But in reality, Lu Tingxiao probably doesn't even know who she is. That is true. Although we've only met her twice, this girl is really nice and special. She scares us half to death every time. Ha ha ha. In a secluded corner of the garden, Guan Rui held a goblet in his hand and looked in the direction of the pond through the branches and leaves. Guan Xiao looked a little nervous. Father, will this method really work? Guan Rui took a sip of red wine. Many of the guests today are government officials, and even the leaders of the disciplinary and law departments. Even the impartial Judge Liang is here. If she kills someone in front of everyone, even Lu Tingxiao won't be able to protect her this time. Even if she manages to keep her life, do you think a murderer can marry into the Lu family? That you're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.